Hi, this is Kim Slentz from Shreveport Talks, and we're here with Chris Sapita at Excalibur Comics to see what he says and feels about the comic business today. Chris, how long have you been running Excalibur?
Oh, we've been doing this since the late 80s.
Late 80s? That's a while.
It's been a good little while.
Now, how many locations have you ran through since then?
We've had, our original one is in Texarkana, and then we opened the one in Shreveport. We had one in Denison, Texas for 3 or 4 years, and then we downsized back down to 2. So the Texarkana and the Shreveport have been the main ones.
Okay, never tried Bossier?
No, we've never been across the river.
Well, man, you're going to have to find a key location over there. There's people in Bossier that would probably love to have one there.
Oh, they already come here.
I hear you on that. Now, you got sports cards, comics, figures, collectibles, and games here. Which is your favorite out of all those?
The comics, for sure. That's
Comics?
that's number one on our sign, and that's number one on our hearts.
All right. Well, if comics are your favorite, what's your favorite comic book?
Probably my most favorite is one called Love and Rockets by the Hernandez brothers. They've been doing that for a long, long time, and it's
well, for some of our fans who have never read that comic, can you give them a brief description of what it is?
well, it's a little bit of everything. There's the two main brothers. There's Mario and Gilbert, and they both have storylines or characters that they both run. Mario, or not, well, there's 3 brothers. There's Mario, Gilbert, and Jaime. I don't know why I left out Jaime, because he's probably the most famous one out of them. His most famous storyline is concerning Maggie and Hopi, two used to be what we used to call Chicano girls that in Los Angeles, in East LA, and their adventures. And then it's branched off into superhero and science fiction stuff. And
Now, can you remember the first comic you read?
no, I can't remember the first comic I read. I can remember a lot from when I was little.
Can you give us one of your favorite comics from when you were a younger kid?
Captain America 100 was always one of my favorites.
Captain America, that's a good one.
That stuck in my mind because he was battling on a space station.
You know, America's changing, but back in those days, it used to be Nazis were everyone's favorite enemy.
That's right. That's where I learned to punch a Nazi, was from watching. Was from Captain America.
Now, who's your favorite author?
I like Jaime Hernandez a lot. I like Neil Gaiman. I like Warren Ellis, Grant Morrison, of course, Alan Moore.
I'm a big Grant Morrison fan myself.
I think all those guys are great.
All right. Well, who's your favorite artist?
Well, Jack Kirby is my number one favorite artist.
Oh, you're taking it old school. Yeah, that's nice, though. That's what's up, man. Do you cosplay?
No, I do not.
If you had the ability to make the best cosplay outfit in the world, what character would you cosplay?
Oh, well, I mean, there's not too much you can do with with this figure of mine. Back when I had longer hair, I always used to hear about how I looked like the comic book guy from The Simpsons and everything.
If I could, mine would be Flycatcher from Fables.
Oh, that would be
I like that one because it's pretty simple, too.
Yeah.
Now, what's your favorite DC Crisis?
Oh, I'm an old fart, so I'd say the original, with the George Perez art has got to be my.
Now, was that Crisis on Infinite Earths?
Yeah, that was Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Crisis on Infinite Earths. And what's your favorite Marvel Secret War?
I'll probably go with the Secret Wars also. I mean, or the original Secret Wars.
The original Secret Wars?
It was such a wild thing at the time where you do a book where you have all the characters, from the whole company in it. That had never been, Marvel was good even back then of doing crossovers and cramming a lot of characters in there. But that one, that had everybody.
Now, I have a lot of friends that read comics, and we talk about it all the time, that they read comics, but they seem to only read superhero comics. Mm-hmm. And I know you were saying your favorite comic was something that was kind of mixed up genres. But what's one of your favorite comics that's out of the superhero genre and deals with different topics?
Saga is, probably a close second to Love and Rockets, and, that's a science fiction adventure thing, but it touches on a lot of social issues and and concerns that people have.
That's what's up. Do you have any commentary you'd like to add to anything that we forgot to ask?
I just, want people to read more comic books. I think that's can only make your life better.
Oh yeah. Well, thanks for your time, Chris, and we'll see you around, man.
Okay, thank you, Kim. That's where I learned to punch a Nazi. That's where I learned to punch a Nazi. That's where I learned to punch a Nazi. That's where I learned to punch a Nazi.